Hey, this is Vance with Homestead. Today we're going to be cold smoking some cheese. This is one of our favorite things to do, and it's one of those things that you have to do when it's cooler weather. We usually don't like to smoke cheese when it's warmer than, say 60 degrees outside. Cheese has a melting point of about 100 degrees. So once we put a little bit of heat in there, we're going to be doing a cold smoke, but it still adds a little bit of heat. It can get up over 100 degrees pretty quickly. So if it's nice and cool outside, stays less than 60 degrees, it's perfect for smoking cheese. And so I found this smoker on a local classified. I think it would cost me like 80 bucks to pick it up. A little elbow grease to clean it up, and it's been a great smoker for us. We've smoked all kinds of things in here. But it has some jerky racks in it, and we'll actually be using that to smoke some cheese today. Smoking cheese is actually really simple. There's only a couple of things that you need. One of the things that you need is some kind of a way to produce the smoke without a lot of heat. I bought this smoke tube on Amazon. My brother had a smoke company for a while, smoking for events and parties and stuff. He got really good at it. This is one of the things that he recommended I buy when I told him I was going to do smoking is this product. I think it's like 10-15 bucks on Amazon, but it's a smoke tube, and we're going to be using pellets in here today. I really like this Pit Boss barbecue mix that I use. This is a lot of hardwood fruit trees. So this has cherry, apple, maple, and stuff like that kind of all mixed together in pellets. I really like the flavor that it puts on the cheese. This tray isn't 100% necessary, but I like to fill these with ice, put it in the bottom just to try to keep the temperature a little bit cooler inside the smoker in case it does get too warm and the cheese starts to melt and stuff a little bit. This is a jerky rack that came with our smoker. Something to put the cheese on that allows the smoke to ventilate and go around the cheese is perfect. You can use a cookie. Well, I have used cookie sheets and stuff before. It kind of acts like a diffuser so that the smoke comes up and over it. This, I feel like I get a little bit better penetration into the cheese. Okay, so while I'm getting the cheese ready, I'm going to get this smoking. Now, I've overfilled this before. I've filled it right to the brim. And the problem is if you're going to leave this standing up inside your smoker, that's fine. But if you need to set it on your side, set it on its side. If it's too full, the pellets fall out, and it doesn't really work very well. Now, I've seen some people light the tops of these with a butane torch or something like that. I've just used a long lighter like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to light the pellets on top. Get them nice and actually on fire. So I like to get them so that they're actually burning, and then you blow it out and it just spreads down the tube. We're going to be smoking this cheese for about 2.5 to 3 hours. It's about how long I like to smoke them. Man, that smells good. Okay, so these are the cheeses we're going to be smoking today. When we smoke cheese, we usually smoke a lot, and part of the reason is because we like to give it away as gifts to family and friends, especially around the holidays. And Thanksgiving is coming up at the end of next month, so this is kind of perfect timing for that. Okay, so the different cheeses that we're going to be smoking today are mild cheddar, Monterey Jack, sharp cheddar, and pepper jack. Pepper jack is probably my favorite. I just love smoked pepper jack. It tastes great. And so that's the cheeses that we're going to be smoking today. So I'm probably going to be putting this on 2 racks, and halfway through the smoke I'll rotate the racks so that they're getting an even amount of smoke. Okay, so I think it's time we can go out there and put it in the smoker. It's cooled off a lot outside, and the pellets should be nice and ready by now to get these in. Okay, so yeah, my pellets are nice and hot in there. They smell amazing. So we can go ahead and blow that out and put it in the smoker. All right, so I'll blow this out, and then you'll see the smoke will immediately just start. Perfect. Now, when you're smoking cheese with these pellets, the smoke smells pretty bitter. And one of the things is after you smoke the cheese, it needs to actually sit for about 2 weeks. I've heard some people, say that after a couple of days that they'll start eating the cheese. I found that it really needs to be, put in a Ziploc bag with very little air, put in the fridge, and it needs to sit for about 2 weeks just to let that smoke just kind of cure and soak into the cheese. That bitterness goes away after you do that. You just get that nice smoky flavor. But it takes a little bit of time. So if you are done smoking it, if you get done smoking the cheese, and you immediately cut off a piece and taste it, and it tastes really bitter, and you don't think it tastes that good, that's probably why. It gets better for sure. I made that mistake of tasting the cheese right after a couple times and thinking, dang it, I didn't do it right. But it takes a little bit of time. Okay, so we can go ahead and put this in the smoker. So my smoker here has this tray right here actually works perfect. Let me just take this one out. Ooh, that smoke. This smoker has trays down here where you put the heat with the burners, and then it has an ice tray or a water tray up here if you're doing a turkey or something and you're trying to keep it humid in there or moist. So this actually just works perfect. I clean that out, and then I can actually just set this on its side in there carefully. And you see, if I had that completely full, when you set it on its side, you get the hot coals kind of spill out. So as of right now, we can just close the smoker and kind of let it fill up with that nice smoke. So I'll go ahead and I'm just going to get some ice out of the fridge here. That would probably be easier. Perfect. Okay. I like to put the cheese on there with plenty of space. I guess I can put these 8 blocks on this tray. Got plenty of room. And remember which cheese you put where, so you don't have to taste each one to know. I'll just say plain Tetris. That should be perfect. Okay. Okay, so I can see on the gauge it's probably only about 70 degrees in the smoker, maybe 65. So it's staying nice and cool so far. Ooh, look at all that great smoke. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pepper jack and sharp cheddar on the bottom right here. Let me grab the other one. Put my Monterey Jack and mild cheddar on the top. Oh, let's put, so I'm going to move this down to the middle rack and then put my ice on there. Oh, it's really cool and nice out here. I really don't think I need the ice, but don't want the cheese to melt, so this will be perfect. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and shut that up. And really, I don't need to check on it for probably about an hour, other than to come out and make sure that my temperature isn't getting too warm. And so we'll let that sit for probably an hour to an hour and a half, and then we'll rotate the cheese, check my pellets, and let it sit for about another hour to an hour and a half, depending on how the cheese looks. The cheese will start to get kind of a brown, nice glaze or crust around it, and it'll sweat. The cheese will sweat and look like it has droplets on it. I've seen some people that wipe those oils off. I don't really do that because I want the oils to kind of soak back into the cheese. And they'll do that when you put it in the Ziploc bags, to let it cure in the fridge. Some of those oils just seem to go right back into the cheese. and keep it nice and cheesy. All right. Okay, so the cheese has been smoking for an hour now. It's been producing a lot of smoke, so instead of doing a 3-hour smoke, I'm probably going to do a 2-hour smoke. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up and switch the racks and take a look at it. Now, I put the ice in there, and it's only about 58 degrees inside there, which is awesome. So I may actually take the ice out because I've noticed the smoke is all coming out the bottom of the smoker because the air that's in there is probably actually cooler than it is out here. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get it open and see how they look. Out of that 8 or 9 inch tube, I've only burnt through maybe an inch of the wood pellets that are in there. Oh, now the smoke's rising. Okay, our 2 hours is up, so we're going to go ahead and take the cheese out, take it inside, and put it away. Wow! So as time went on, the smoke tube, you can see it's pretty hot in there. It never got above 60 inside the smoker, but you can see that smoke tube's burned through a third of what we put in there. Which is pretty awesome. Okay. Take these out. Upper deck. Okay, so we just took them out of the smoker, and we're immediately going to just wrap them in some cellophane, get them wrapped up in here, seal that smoke in the best we can, and then we will be putting these into the fridge. And we'll keep them in there for about 2 weeks. It's always hard to keep them in there and not touch them and not eat them, but we're going to do our best to keep them in there for 2 weeks and let the smoke kind of soak into the cheese, let that bitterness, the bitterness kind of go away, and then they'll be ready to eat, and that'll be a great treat to look forward to. I'm really excited for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap them all into cellophane, and you can label them with a date and what kind of cheese it is, so you don't forget. Just write onto the cellophane with a with a Sharpie, works great. Or you can. We kind of wanted to wrap them. Some of them we're going to be giving away as gifts to family and friends, or we've thought about possibly selling them as well. But we'll be wrapping them in something a little nicer, maybe some brown paper or something a little bit nicer than just cellophane. So. Okay, so we have all the cheese wrapped in cellophane to lock the flavor in, and we're going to go ahead and put them in Ziploc bags, label them with the date so we know when 2 weeks is up, and look forward to trying some cheese and crackers in 2 weeks.